You always have to be the centaur of attention.
Your puns are so unicorny. Welcome to the weekend end.
Now, all puns aside, we actually love magical creatures, mystical creatures, fantastical beasts. And so, in this episode, we are dedicating it all to looking at some of our favorites and a little bit of their history, a little bit of their attributes, and some cool artwork. So, first things first, I'm going to lead us off with centaurs. Centaurs originated in Greek mythology.
Right.
They are half man, half horse. Upper half man, lower half horse. The other way around is
Not
awkward.
BoJack Horseman.
No,
completely
no
different.
one wants that. Typically, they hang around forests. They stay to themselves. They like to do some stargazing. They like to read the stars and constellations and create predictions and see prophecies that are written in the heavens. And really, they like to keep to themselves, and they'll only interfere with the world of men if there's something written in the stars that concerns them or scares them into action.
Okay.
Centaurs can not only be found in Greek mythology, they can also be found in the Chronicles of Narnia, as well as Chronicles of Narnia up there, as well as the Harry Potter series that we have
Harry
over
Potter
there.
series. It's actually kind of interesting. You were saying they like to keep to forests, they keep to themselves, they like stargazing. Even though Narnia and Harry Potter are not based explicitly on the myth origins, they have a lot of the same traits.
A lot of
which is kind of interesting. That
I thought so
they keep up
too.
with
Yeah, and it fits well with their character.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, centaurs have always kind of been one of my favorites. I just think they look so cool and commanding.
It was so cool in Narnia. Their armor.
Yeah, their armor.
Yeah,
and the way they charge
really
in the battle with the
cool
massive. Yeah, loved it. Next
up,
up,
find a picture of that.
Yeah, for sure. Next up on the list, we have griffins. Now, griffins are these majestic creatures that are half lion, kind of a back half lion, so the back legs and the tail, and then half eagle. So they've got claws, or the talons. They have the beak and wings of eagles. And these also originated in Greek and Roman myths and stories, legends. Actually, they're since a lion is considered the king of the beasts, and the eagle is considered the king of the birds, the griffin is kind of naturally fitted to be the king of both, kind of the skies and the land, which I have to say is pretty awesome.
That is pretty cool.
In a lot of Greek and Roman stories, griffins are usually associated with like treasure and hoarding gold, and if anyone steals their treasure, then they'll like chase them down and attack, kind of like dragons in a lot of stories.
Oh, okay.
But
it's interesting that they have this.
Yeah. But in a lot of more recent, more modern, fantastical depictions, griffins are usually seen as noble and loyal, and are sometimes will even allow the heroes to ride them into battle, which is a sight to behold.
Oh, that is cool.
Kind of like in the Warcraft movie, or in the World of Warcraft series. I believe griffins are also in Narnia. I don't think there are any in Harry Potter, but there are hippogriffs.
Which are similar, especially in that proud, and you have to be worthy to ride them, but not exactly the same.
And they'll be loyal and all that kind of stuff, but
so
very similar. But
with the blend of lion and eagle, is Disney working on Griffin King, Lion King?
Yeah, there you go.
Griffins? I mean,
I would be all for it.
If Mufasa had wings, what does Scar say? Long live the king, or whatever. When he lets him go, he just fly away, and then the story's completely
what
changed.
Now?
What are you gonna do now, bro?
Oh, I forgot. Next up on the list, we have unicorns, and of course I had to put this on the list. This is unicorns are probably the most popular fantastical creature out there. I would
Pretty
say
well
probably
yeah,
up there for sure.
Yeah, I would definitely say
first
up
or
in the
second.
top
Yeah.
2 or 3 for sure.
Usually, unicorns are depicted as in a lot of European folklore as a white horse with like a usually a white or like silver horn above their eyes or between their eyes. They actually did show up in ancient Greek accounts and mythology. You seeing a trend here?
Yeah. All these creatures.
They really do. And even in some translations of the Bible, you can find references to unicorns. I wish I'd looked up some references, but Google it. There's a word that is sometimes interpreted as like a unicorn, like a classical unicorn, or like a rhinoceros. But it's some kind of a beast.
1 or 2 horns.
That has 1 horns or something like that. 1 horn. Usually unicorns are represent purity and grace, and in some stories, some fables, they can only be caught and tamed by virgins, kind of symbolizing the purity. They are usually thought to have magical abilities, such as healing, and their horns. I think their horns possess a lot of the power for the healing and a lot of the magic.
So if they stabbed you with their horn and pulled it out, you'd be totally fine because it would stab you and heal you at the same time.
Yeah.
Don't test that theory.
I would. Yeah.
Don't try this at home, kids. If you find a unicorn lurking around,
we'll launch an investigation, and we'll be right back as soon as we find a unicorn.
Yeah.
Unicorns, like some of these other creatures, are found in other more contemporary works of fantasy literature, such as the Chronicles of Narnia and Harry Potter. And I can't think of any other ones right now.
Probably a number of other ones.
I'm sure there are other ones. If you guys can think of other ones, let us know.
Our fantasy knowledge is
right,
not as wide as it could be.
I wish. I'm getting there. Next up on the list is one of my personal favorites, the Phoenix.
Those are cool.
I love phoenixes. They, oddly enough, originated with the ancient Greeks. Those guys were really creative. I need to start reading some more Greek mythology.
They got a lot of interesting stuff.
And in a lot of the stories, a phoenix represents the sun, S-U-N, like in the sky, and that's for the obvious reason of the fiery nature of the bird, but also because they have kind of a cycle, a life cycle that they follow. It's sort of like the sun has seasons, or it has rising, setting kind of thing. Yeah,
the sun, you could say it dies every night and it's
reborn
every morning.
In ashes or something. Yeah. A phoenix has a lifespan. Yeah, isn't it? I never really made that connection. Phoenix, and depending on the stories, they have a lifespan from anywhere to 500 years to like I think 1,400 years. So that's a long.
Oh, they can live for a long time.
And after they die. At the end of their life,
that's just one without any deaths or rebirths in there.
I believe so.
Okay,
I think so. That was my understanding.
Yeah.
But towards the end of their life, they will actually light themselves on fire, which is a pretty well known fact about phoenixes. That they light themselves on fire, smolder to ashes, and then from the ashes, a new phoenix rises, which is very, very poetic. There's actually a lot of imagery with Jesus Christ and his kind of resurrection from the dead, and a lot of kind of stories like that. Also, in some stories, and there is only ever one phoenix in existence. It's just like the one phoenix.
Gotcha.
I don't. So phoenixes are in Narnia. I believe they're phoenixes.
There are multiple ones in there. I think
you're right. I believe there are. And then in Harry Potter, there's also a phoenix fox.
Yeah. I don't know if there's more than one in there. I would guess there would be.
Yeah. Because the phoenix feathers
they're
used in the wands, right?
So
and
we know Fox gave 2 of them to Harry and Voldemort's wand. But
spoilers.
Yeah,
it's been out for a while.
You should have read it by now.
I
don't think. But if
they plucked
everyone,
if they plucked all the feathers, there wouldn't be any left, unless they have miracle growing powers. Also,
a chicken that can roast himself.
There you go.
There you go. You don't
just
even
need him to rub himself in salt, and you're good to go.
Want to marinate over there for a little bit, and then roast yourself.
And take a little swim. Also, and I don't know if this is like canon with like the Greek myth, but I know in Harry Potter, phoenixes have healing tears.
Oh.
That are a deus machina for Harry at the end of the second book.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, I don't know if that's kind of universal or just specific to that.
Yeah, interesting.
Last on the list is by far the scariest and most deadly, but also one of my favorites, is a chimera. These are a little rarer to find, and I don't really think there are many of these in contemporary literature that I know of. I mean, there probably are in...
I think
would it be in like Percy Jackson?
Probably. I haven't read the whole series.
Yeah, I don't know.
I know like the second Wrath of Clash of Titans movie. I'm pretty sure has
there's a chimera in that.
But that's based on Greek.
But that's
anyway,
all Greek.
So
it's all
like
Greek to me. Oddly enough, this came from the Greeks. Those guys were on something, and I would like to read their stuff for sure. We've got some interesting stuff. A chimera was generally depicted as the body of a lion, the body and head of a lion, and the head of a ram, usually on the shoulder or like behind the head, facing backwards, is more classical.
Okay.
And then it had the tail of a serpent's head, a tail with a serpent's head at the end that could spit venom and bite into the whole 9 yards.
Thing.
Yeah. In most stories, I think in all stories actually, chimeras can actually breathe fire because why not add that to the list? But in some cases, chimeras have not only a lion's head and a ram's head, but they also have a dragon's head, which can breathe fire. Sometimes they have dragon wings so that they can fly, and even in some cases they have, instead of a serpent tail, they have a scorpion like stinger tail, a giant. So these things, no matter what form you're finding this guy in,
really,
you probably want to leave him alone.
Run. Those things are pretty deadly in whatever form.
It's but they're cool looking.
Yeah,
really
they are pretty cool. All these creatures are really cool. It's really neat to see them in stories and how they're depicted in movies and whatnot. But
fantastical beasts, you gotta love them.
But there are a ton more out there, we know. Absolutely. And so maybe if some of your favorites didn't make it on our list, let us know. Comment down below to let us know what your favorite fantastical beasts are. And like and subscribe to our channel.
And we will see you next Monday morning.